Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. We got some New York Yankees baseball on here tonight. We got the Yankees traveling down on I-95 and heading to the national capital, taking on Washington Senators here today. And your starting lineup for your New York Yankees, leading off playing seconds, Bobby Richardson. Batting second, playing shortstops, Tony Kubek. Batting third, playing right field, was Roger Maris. Batting fourth, playing center field, is Mickey Mantle. Batting fifth, playing first base, is Bill Skowron. Batting sixth, playing left field, Yogi Berra. Batting seventh, doing the catching, is Elston Howard. Batting eighth, doing the playing third, is Clint Boyer. And batting ninth, doing the pitching, is ROLLIE Sheldon. Let's take a look at the hometown Washington Senators. Leading off playing third base is Donnie O'Connell. Batting second, playing shortstop, is Billy Gloss. Batting third, playing right field, is Gene Woodland. Batting fourth, playing left field, is Jim King. Batting fifth, playing center field, is Willie Tasby. Batting sixth, playing first base, is Dale Long. Batting seventh, doing the catching, is Gene Green. And batting eighth, playing second base, is Chuck Cooter. And on the mound, pitching, batting ninth for the Washington Senators, is Joe McCLAIN. Let's get down to the field here, folks, and get this game started. And here's the first pitch of the game to Bobby Richardson. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. Bobby gets aboard, gets this game started off right for the Yankees, who, if you've been watching this channel, have lost 6 straight now. Bobby's down at first, brings up Tony Kubek. Kubek's hitting .298 on the year here, folks. And that's going to be a pop-up on the infield. And Gloss calls everybody off down at short, makes the catch for out number 1. And brings up Roger Maris now. Rogers hitting .251 on the season, folks. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. Roger goes down swinging. Leaves it up to Mickey Mantle here with Bobby down at first. Mick's hitting .299 on the year. And that's going to be 2 balls and no strikes on Mick. Can he take advantage of this batter's count? And he's going to fly out the right field, and that'll do it for the Yanks. They waste a leadoff single by Bobby. And we go to the bottom of the first. Yankees nothing. Senators coming to bat. O'Connell, Gloss, and Woodling coming up here now for the Senators. Here's the pitch to O'Connell. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. Just like the Yanks, they get the leadoff batter aboard, folks. Runner down at first, nobody out here for the Senators. That brings up Billy Gloss. Here's the pitch to Billy. And that's going to be a ground ball down to third. And Boyer's up with it. Fires over to Bobby. Fires it over to Skowron. And that's around the horn 5-4-3 double play, folks. Now we got 2 outs with Gene Woodland up with nobody on. And that's going to be a foul ball, strike 1. And that's another foul ball, strike 2. And he hits that 0-2 pitch in the left field. So how big was that double play, folks? So now Gene's down at first with 2 outs. And the batter is Jim King. And that's going to be ball 4. All of a sudden, Sheldon with 2 outs. He's got first and second here, folks. See if he can get Tasby out of here and get out of this inning. And he does. He gets a ground ball down to Bobby Richardson. And he's going to throw that ball. Sorry, that's a ground ball down the short. And he's going to go the short way over to second. His cue back. And that'll end the inning. The Senators leave 2 on. We go to the top of the second. It's still 0-0. We got Scouring, Barra, and Howard due up here in the second inning for the Yankees. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. O'Connell's got it. Fires over to first. And that's out number 1. Brings up Yogi Berra now. And that's going to be a fly ball in the left field. And that'll be 2 outs for the Yankees. That leaves it up to Howard to keep this inning going, folks. And that's a ground ball down the third also. Danny's got it. He fires over to Long. And the Yankees go 1, 2, 3 in the second. And talking about Long leads off, then followed by Green and Cotter. So let's see what happens here in the bottom of the second. And that's going to be a pop-up behind home plate. Howard tracks it down and makes the catch for out number 1. And that brings up Green now. See what Gene Green can do. And he drives that ball into the gap. No, down the first baseline for a double. Maris grabs it, throws it in. So Green's down at second with 1 out here for Chuck. Runner in scoring position. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. No, back to the pitcher. Sheldon's up with it. He fires over to first. That's 2 outs now. Green will make his way down the third. Let's make sure that's what happens. Yep. And that'll bring up the pitcher, McCLAIN, with 2 outs and Green at third. And that's not good, folks. That's a single in the left field. We don't need no stinking DH. And the Senators take a 1-0 lead here, folks. Green comes in to score. McCLAIN down at first now with 2 outs. We got Danny O'Connell's up. He's 1 for 1. He started this game off with a single. And he's going to beat out an infield hit, folks. And Sheldon, all of a sudden, with 2 outs again, is having trouble. That brings up Billy Kloss now. 2 outs, runners on first and second. Can Sheldon get out of this inning with only giving up 1 run? And yes, he does, folks. That ball is hit back to the mound. He's up with it. He throws over to first. That'll end the inning. But the Senators score 1 on the RBI single by McCLAIN. We go to the top of the third. It's 1-0 Washington. Here's Clint Boyer up now. And that's well hit by Clint. And that ball's in the gap in the right field. Rolls to the wall. Boyer standing down there at second with a leadoff double. And that brings up Sheldon. Can he help his own cause like his counterpart here? Drive Boyer in. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Is he able to keep the runner down there at second? Yes, he does. So the runner will hold second. We got 1 out now for the top of the lineup. Bobby Richardson coming up. He singled his first time up. See if Bobby can get another hit here and drive Boyer in. And that ball's hit down the third again. And again, O'Connell looks to runner back. So now there's 2 outs with a runner down at second. So it's up to Tony Kubek to get a 2-out base hit here to drive that run in. And he doesn't, folks. That ball is hit down the first. And Long's got it. He tosses it over to O'Connell covering. And that'll be the 3rd out. So the Yankees waste a leadoff double. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. It's 1-0 Senators. Hey, Tim. We got Woodland King and Tasby due up here in the third. Here's the pitch to Gene. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. 1 out. Mick's got that one. Brings up Jim King now. And that's going to be a pop-up behind home plate. Howard back near the screen. Makes the catch in foul territory for out number 2. And that's up to Tasby to keep this inning alive for the Senators. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. Mick ranges over, makes the catch. The Senators go down in order. We go to the top of the 4th. Yankees, nothing. Senators, 1. We got the big boys due up here in the 4th. Maris, Mano, and Scourin. See if they can make some noise here and get the Yankees on the scoreboard. Rogers 0 for 1. He struck out his first time. He's not going to strike out this time, folks. He drives that ball in the left field, goes the other way with it, gets on base. Let's see now if the rest of the gang can do something and get this game tied up. Mix up now. He's 0 for 1. He flew out to right his first time up. And that's going to be a single in the right. And Rogers going to get down the third on the throw. And Mick takes second on the throw down the third. So we got second and third. And nobody out, folks. That brings up the Moose. So here we go. Senators are going to bring the infield in here and try to stop this tying run from scoring, folks. Here comes the Moose. And that ball is high, that ball is far, and that ball is going over the center field out by the flagpole, folks. Moose got all of that and then some. That's a 3-run homer, and the Yankees take a 3-1 lead here, folks. Still nobody out here. Nice piece of hitting by Scourin. And that brings up Yogi. Here's the pitch to Yogi. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. And that's going to get the bullpen up here in the 4th inning. McCLAIN's having all kinds of trouble. Brings up Elston Howard now with Yogi down at first and still nobody out. Yeah, Wow's right, Tim. But the way the Yankees' luck's been going, this game ain't over by a long shot. Sure. So Yogi down at first. Elston Howard up the bat. And that ball is swung on and missed. Strike 3. 1 out now in the 4th. See if Clint Boyer can keep up the nice piece of hitting here, folks. He's 1 for 1 with a double. He's hitting .244 on the year. And that's going to be 2 balls and no strikes on Clint. Can he take advantage of this batter's count? Yes, he does, folks. He tags this one. And that ball is high. That ball is back. That ball is going. Clint Boyer pulls that down the left field foul line. And that stays fair. And Clint Boyer has made this a 5-1 ball game, folks. Sure. They go out and talk to McCLAIN. Sheldon's up there with nobody on. McCLAIN's due up 4th in the 4th inning. Here's the pitch to Sheldon. Sheldon gets on. This will be his last batter, I can tell you that, folks. And Sheldon does get on board, folks. That is a base hit in the left field because we don't need no stinking DH. And Sheldon's aboard with 1 out. And that's going to be it for McCLAIN. See who they're going to go with in the bullpen here. You got Richardson and then the lefties coming up. They're going to go with old Burnside, General Pete Burnside. It's coming in since you got the lefties coming up. Or do we go with Mathis? It's either going to be Burnside or Mathis. Let's take a look here. See who hasn't pitched lately. And they're going to go with Mathis. It's been a while since Mathis has pitched. So Burnside sets down. Mathis comes in. McCLAIN's done. Short outing for him. And he'll be facing the top of the order now. Bobby Richardson and Quebec's due up now with Sheldon down at first. Hey, JT 2.0, how's it going? Yeah, got some power showing up in this fourth inning. But like I say, the Yankees have been finding a way to lose every game, 6 in a row, folks. So don't turn off the TV yet. Here's Bobby Richardson up now. 1 out, Sheldon down at first, and Mathis to do the pitching. And just what the doctor ordered if you are a Senators fan, folks. That ball's hit down the short. Gloss is up with it. He throws it over to Chuck covering at second, over to first, and that's going to be a 6-4-3 inning double play. But the Yankees score 5 on the home runs and take a 5-1 lead going into the bottom of the fourth. You got Long, Green, and Cotter due up here for the Senators. Here's the pitch to Dale Long. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. Mick's got it. Plenty of room out there in center field in Griffith Stadium. 1 out. Brings up Gene Green, the dancing machine. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Scouring at first. He takes it himself. Touches the bag. 2 outs. Here's Chucky. And that's going to be a base hit in the center field, folks. So Sheldon here in this game's had trouble getting that elusive 3rd out. And Mathis is going to stay in here the pitch. They're not going to burn through the bullpen yet. So here's the pitch to Mathis. And he gets a hold of this, folks. And like I say, we don't need no stinking DH in 1961. That's a base hit in the right field, I believe. And the runner's going to get down the 3rd with 2 outs. Like I say, Sheldon's got this 2-out problem. Can't get that last out here. That brings up Danny O'Connell. Let's see if he can get out of this mess with no runs being scored. And that's going to be a runner on 3rd. Gets picked off by the catcher, folks. How in the heck does that happen? So that ends the inning, sure. Runner on 3rd gets picked off. Nice throw by Howard. And that'll bring up Quebec, Maris, and Mantle here in the 5th inning. Here's the pitch to Tony. Tony's 1 for 2, rather. No, he's 0 for 2. I'm sorry. Thinking of Bobby Richardson. Now he's 1 for 3 because that's a base hit in the left field. So Quebec gets on board for the M&M boys. Here's Roger Maris. And Rogers 1 for 2. He struck out and singled and scored. Yeah, exactly. Yep. I hear you, Tim. Here's Roger. See if he can get something going here. And we drop the dice. And that's going to be hit down the short. Gloss is up with it. Over to Calder. Over to Long. And that's a 6-4-3 double play, folks. Hey, Steve. That brings up the mighty Mick. With 2 outs now. He's 1 for 2 and scored. And that's going to be a fly ball in the left field. King's got it. And that'll be the 3rd out. So the Yankees waste the single with that double play. And we go to the bottom of the 5th. O'Connell's still up to bat. He was up to bat when they threw out the runner at 3rd. And followed by Gloss and Woodland. Here's the pitch to Chuck. Danny O'Connell. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field, folks. So O'Connell's aboard here as a leadoff runner. And the Senators are staying aggressive. The first pitch, and he's off, trying to steal second. He's going to slide in there safe. I don't know what they're doing, running the bases like they are, but this time the gamble pays off. So there's a runner down at second with nobody out. And Billy Gloss has got an 0-1 count on him now. And he gets a hold of this ball, folks. And he drives that ball into left center field, folks. That ball is high. That ball is going. Yogi and Mick look up and just watch it leave the park. And just like that, it's 5-3. Senators are now going to come back. Nobody out here in the 5th. That'll bring up Gene Woodland. The Yankees can only hope that was a home run that ends a rally here. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. Mick's got it for out number 1. Hopefully, like I say, that's a inning double home run that just kills this stuff. That's going to be a King grounds ball down the 2nd. Richardson's up with it. He fires over the Moose, and that's 2 outs after the home run. Brings up Tasby. Tasby's 0 for 2, reached on a fielder's choice and flew out the Mick. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left field. Yogi's going over near the line, makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. But the Senators scored 2 on the home run by Gloss, and this game's 5-3 going into the 6th inning. Scowen, Barr, and Howard due up here in the 6th. Here's the pitch to Moose, and that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Gloss is up with it, fires over to first. Long's got it for out number 1. And here's Yogi. Yogi's 1 for 2 and scored. That's going to be a ground ball down the Gloss again. They might want to hit it somewhere else. 2 up and 2 down now. Here's Elston Howard. He's 0 for 2 today. He's grounded out the 3rd and struck out. And he's got a single this time, folks. He goes the other way. Hits that ball. We just lost the field here. What happened? I want to see my mug. There we go. We're back on now. Sorry about that, folks. Don't know what happened there. All of a sudden, we lost Griffith Stadium for a minute. Okay. Like I say, I messed up the input here. Not supposed to be a base hit in the... Oh, we got to go back here. Back. Howard gets a base hit in the right field, folks. And now there's 2 outs. Howard down at first. See if Mr. Boyer can keep up his good hitting there. He's 1 for 2, 2 for 2 with a home run, folks. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike three. That'll end the inning. Yankees leave Howard down at first. We go to the bottom of the sixth. It's a 5-3 ball game, folks. Long, Green, and Carter due up here. Here's the pitch to Dale Long. And that's a ground ball down the short. Quebec's up with it. He fires over to first for out number one. And that brings up Gene Green. And he's 1 for 2 today. And May got 2 for 3 because that's a base hit in the left field rather. Green's down at first with 1 out here for Chuck. Here's the pitch to Chuck. And that's a swing and a miss, strike three. That's out number 2. We'll have a pitch hitter here for Mathis. And he's going to come in here and pitch hit. Marty's going to come out here and pitch hit. Going to have a lefty pitch hit. Where's Keogh at? There's Marty. So we got 2 outs now. Green down at first. The pitch, the keyhole. And that's going to be a single in the center. And Green's going to stop at second. Mick gets the ball in quick. And again, Sheldon's having trouble getting that last out, folks. We got first and second now with 2 outs in the top of the order. Danny O'Connell's up now. And he is 2 for 3, folks. He's scored a run and he's stolen a base. And he gets a hold of this one off of Sheldon. And that ball is driven into the gap in left field. And that's going to score 2 runs. And it's a tie ball game, folks. Just like that. Like I say, the Yankees are finding ways to lose these games. Jeez, Pete's got out to a 5-1 lead. And now it is 5-5. We didn't score the runner from first. Go back and fix that. Now we got a runner down at second with 2 outs for Billy Gloss. Here's the pitch to Billy. And that's a ground ball down the second. Bobby's got it. Throws over to first. But a 2-out double scores 2 and ties this game up, folks. Burnside's going to be coming in the pitch. For the Senators. And they're going to be a pitch hitter for Sheldon now, since he gave up those 2 runs. So it'll be a Bob Serv's going to come in the pitch hit for Sheldon. Then it'll be Richardson and Quebec due up. See if Bob can get something started here in the 7th. Yankees break this tie. All righty, here's the pitch to Bob Serve. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. Easy play. That'll be out number 1. Bob goes down. That's going to bring up Bobby Richardson now with 1 out, nobody on. He's 1 for 3 here today. And that ball is hit down the second again. And that's 2 quick outs, 2 grounders, 2 outs. It's up to Tony Kubek to keep this 7th inning alive, folks. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. So Kubek gets on for the M&M boys with 2 outs. Can Roger do some damage here, folks? Get the Yankees the lead back. Here's the pitch to Roger. He is 1 for 3 and scored. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field, but not deep enough. Woodland's out there, makes the catch. And that is it for the Yankees in the 7th. See who the Yankees are going to bring in here. Then you got one lefty in the bullpen. That's Luis. Got 2 lefties coming up, but I don't see them using him here yet. Let's see here. I think they're going to bring in Hal. Hal's going to come in here to pitch. Like I say, he'll be facing Woodland, King, and Tasby here in the 7th inning. His job is to keep this game tied, give the Yankees a chance to come back here. Here's the pitch to Woodland, and that's going to be a pop-up behind home plate. Howard's got it for out number 1. Brings up Jim King now. Excuse me. And this game ain't tied no more, folks, because that ball is deep to the right field, home run. And just like that, the Senators got a 6-5 lead, folks. That brings up Mr. Tasby with 1 out and nobody on. And that's going to be a pop-up on the infield. Who wants that? It's going to be Kubek takes control, makes the out. 2 down here. Brings up Dale Long now. And that's going to be a pop-up on the infield again. This time, Bobby Richardson takes control near the mound, makes the catch. But the Senators score 1 on the home run by King. And they lead this game 6-5 as we go to the 8th inning. We got Mantle, Skowron, and Baradu up here against Burnside. Here's the pitch to Mick. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. Mick goes down swinging. Here comes the mighty Moose. And that's going to be a fly ball in the center field. Tasby's got plenty of room out there. 2 up and 2 down here in the 8th. Brings up Yogi. And that ball's well hit, folks. Can Yogi tie this game up off the top of the wall? Yogi standing down at second. That ball just missed being a home run, folks. That leaves it up to Mr. Howard to drive Yogi in from second to tie this game up. 2 outs. Howard's 1 for 3, folks. And that's a nice base hit in the right field. And that'll score Yogi. And this game is tied, folks. Nice 2-out rally by the Yanks. Howard's still down at first. That brings up Mr. Boyer, who's 2 for 3. See if Burnside can get out of this inning. He's due up third. Here's the pitch to Clint Boyer. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. He'll go to first with it. That'll end the inning. But the Yankees tie this game up, folks, with an RBI single by Howard. And we go to the bottom of the 8th, tied up 6 apiece. We got Green, Coulter, and a pitch hitter for Burnside due up here in the 8th. Here's the pitch to Gene Green. That's going to be a ground ball down the short. That'll be out number 1 here in the 8th. Amazing. Yeah, it is, Tim. Like I say, here comes Chuck Coulter up now. That's going to be a ground ball down the 2nd. Easy play for Bobby. He fires over to Moose for out number 2. And we'll have a pitch hitter here for Burnside. And let's see who's going to come in here to pitch hit. I don't think they have any more lefties on the bench. No, they don't. So who are they going to go with? We're going to go with Stillwell's going to come out here and pitch hit for Burnside. Try to get on. This has been the roughest out for the Yankees to get here in these last 6 games. Is this 3rd out of every inning. So Ron Stillwell's coming out to pitch hit. 2 outs, nobody on. And that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. And that'll be the last batter for Ruff. He's due to lead off the top of the 9th, folks. Now we need a new pitcher here for the Senators. He's going to come in and pitch hit. They're out of lefties. Let's see who they're going to bring in here. Who hasn't pitched in a little while? Looks like Dave Sessler's coming in to pitch. Here comes Sessler in. He'll be facing a pitch hitter. Then the top of the order in Richardson and Quebec. And he's going to come in here to pitch hit. And Earl Torrenson is going to come in to pitch hit. See what Earl can do off of him. And here's the pitch to Earl. And that's a base on balls. Earl takes his base, walks on down to first with a lead-off walk. Not what you want if you're a Senators fan, but the Yankees are loving life. Yeah, exactly. That is crazy, ain't it, Tim? 6-13. Yeah. Alrighty, we got Bobby Richardson up now. What can Bobby do here with Earl down at first? The go-ahead run on first with nobody out, folks. And that's going to be a ball hit down the short. And he throws that ball away, folks. That's an E6. And Earl's going to make his way down the 3rd. And we got 1st and 3rd, folks, with nobody out here for Tony Quebec. He didn't make it down the 3rd. Let's try that again. So now we got Earl down at 3rd, Quebec up. Don't have to bring that infield in here. Here's the pitch to Tony. And that ball's well struck, folks. Tony Quebec comes through with a nice double in the center field. And that's going to clear the bases, folks. And just like that, the Yankees get the lead back on a 2 RBI double by Quebec. And the Yankees lead 8-6, folks. And still nobody out here. Sisler was definitely not the answer. They're going to let him pitch to Roger. Here's the pitch to Maris. And that's not going to work. That's going to be a single over second. And that's going to score Quebec. And just like that, now the Yankees lead by 3. It's 9-6. And that'll be it for Sisler. He can't get a single soul out. Here in the 9th inning. They're going to bring in John Gabler, come in to pitch. He is a lefty. I didn't realize he was a lefty. So he'll switch Mick around. Make Mick bat from the right side. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he was one of the best Yankees they had out there, wasn't he? So you got Roger down at first, nobody out here. Yankees have scored 3. Here's the pitch to Mick. And that's going to be a pop-up behind home plate. Green's got it for out number 1. Mick goes down, gets under that one. What can the Moose do? Moose is 1 for 4 with that home run. And that's going to be a tailor-made double play, folks. That ball's hit down the short. Closs up with it. Over to Coulter. Over to Long. And that'll end the inning, but not until the Yankees score 3. And they're going to bring in Luis. Try to close this game out, folks. Try to stop this 6-game losing streak. And in this losing streak, if you've watched the games, you know Luis has blown 1 save. I think it was his first blown save of the year. See what he can do here against the Senators. He's got the top of the order to deal with. He's got O'Connell, Gloss, and Woodland due up. So a righty and then 2 lefties. See if he can get out of this game with a save. Here's the pitch to Danny O'Connell. Danny boy. And that's a fly ball in the center field mix out there. He runs it down for out number 1. And here comes Billy Gloss. Billy's 1 for 4 today with a home run, folks. And that ball's well hit off of Luis. And Billy drives that ball into the gap in left field. And there's a lot of room out there. That ball's rolling around. And that brown-eyed handsome man's headed for third with, as Beatles will say, a triple. So lost down at third, 1 out here. Yankees will play the infield back. They'll give up the run for an out. Here's Woodland. And that is ball 4. Woodland takes his base. Here we go, folks. Nothing's easy for the Yanks. First and third now for King. And King's had a home run here today. He's 1 for 3. Here's the pitch to King. And that's going to be a pop-up in the infield. And Bobby Richardson calls for it. That's out number 2. And here it comes. Can they get that all-important third out? And here's Willie Tasby now. He's 0 for 4. Reached on a fielder's choice, flew out the center, left, and popped up the short. And that's a ground ball down the Quebec. He takes his time, fires over to first, And guess what, folks? The Yankees win. The Yankees win. The Yankees finally win. Let's go to the box score here. Not an easy one. That's for sure. Sure. These games have been tough. Thank you, Tim. Yeah. Exciting game. Like I say, the Yankees are making every game exciting. What a slugfest. You got the Yankees 9 runs on 15 hits and no errors. The Senators 6 runs on 14 hits and 1 error. Look at all of them, just 1 for 5. Everybody but Howard and the starting lineup had a hit. Yogi was the only one with 2 hits. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Quebec had 3 hits. Maris had 2. Scowen and Boyer with the big home runs. So everybody on the Yankees got a hit. I was looking at who scored, not who got a hit. Everybody but Howard scored. Yankees only left 5 on. Danny O'Connell, what a game he had. A 4 for 5 game with 2 RBIs. Gloss 2 for 5 with 2 RBIs. Top of the order did a good job. Sheldon, not his best game by no means, but he doesn't get the win or the loss. A no decision. 6 innings, 12 hits, 5 runs, walked 1, struck out 1. Gave up a home run. Hal Ruffin comes in, pitches 2 innings, gives up a hit and a run, and struck out 1, and that hit was, of course, that home run. And then Luis comes in the 9th and made it interesting. Gave up that triple and then a walk, but he gets the save. And McCLAIN, 3 1/3, got beat around and gets a no decision out of this, folks. 8 hits on 5 runs, struck out 2 and gave up 2 home runs. Mathis came in, pitched 2 2/3, gave up 2 hits and a strikeout. Burnside, 2 innings, gave up 3 hits, a run, and struck out 1. And Sisler couldn't get an out in the 9th inning, folks. Gave up 2 hits, 3 runs, only 1 of them earned, and walked 1. And Gabler comes in, pitches 1 inning, but it was too little too late. Yeah, exactly. Clausen, he had a heck of a game. Let's do some fast play here. We got the Athletics taking on the White Sox in Chicago. And the White Sox shut out the Athletics. What's the star here for? How about that? Piarza strikes out 13 batters, folks. Nice job. A 3-hitter. No runs on 3 hits and 2 errors by the A's. The White Sox 3 runs on 5 hits and no errors. We got the Red Sox traveling to Cleveland to take on the Indians. Both of these teams are about the same record, 41-51 and 40-51. And the Red Sox win in Cleveland. 4 runs on 9 hits and no errors. The Indians 1 run on 5 hits and 2 errors. And we got the Orioles traveling out to Detroit to take on the Tigers. This is a battle for second place, folks. And the Tigers win a close one. The Orioles 1 run on 12 hits and an error. The Tigers 2 runs on 5 hits and an error. Sure. How many did the Orioles leave on base here, folks? Out hit them by 7 and could only score 1 run. Orioles left 11 men on base, folks. And their only run was a solo home run. Ain't that crazy? Let's look at the box score here. Look at that. A double and a single in the first and don't score. And then it was a single, 2 singles, and a fielder's choice and don't score. a single, and don't score. A walk and a single, and a leadoff homer. That was the only run in the fourth inning there. A single, then in the eighth. And let's see if we can make this window a little bigger. Why can't we see everything here? There we go. And they went 3 up and 3 down in the ninth. But yeah, sure. They just couldn't put the hits together when they needed it. That's for sure. Yeah, the Red Sox won. And the last game in the American League is the Twins travel out to California to take on the Angels. What used to be the Senators in 1960 are now the Twins. And what's this star for? This was a slugfest. The Twins had 4 errors, and the Angels left 14 runners on, folks. And the Twins with 4 errors still win the game. 9 runs on 9 hits and 4 errors. The Angels 8 runs on 10 hits and 2 errors. Let's take a look at the standings now after July 18th. And the Yankees are still a half a game up on the Tigers. Orioles fall to 4.5 games back. How about that? The Chicago White Sox on an 8-game winning streak, folks. 6 games back. Twins 7.5 games back. Angels are now 16.5 games back. Red Sox are 17 games back. Cleveland Indians are 18.5 games back. The Senators now are 24.5 games back. And the poor A's have lost 12 in a row, folks, and are 30 games back. That is awful. 12 in a row. 28 and 63. Let's take a look at the winning percentage for that. Go to another report here. Uh, 0.308 winning percentage, folks. 30%, barely. And run differential, minus 170. And it don't matter where they play. 16 and 25 on the at home, 12 and 38 on the road. Yeah, legends. I've been playing a heck of a lot of games today. I go back to work again tomorrow. I had to work the weekend, had the day off, got everything done. So, been playing the heck out of it, that's for sure. Been enjoying it though. Even with them losing, the games have been crazy and fun. Like I say, let's look at these games by the Yankees that they lost and finally won this one. And this one wasn't easy. Wasn't easy at all. They lost to the Orioles 6-5. Had a nice 5-1 lead in this game, folks, and blew it. Was up 5-1 going into the 8th inning and blew the game. Whitey Ford gets the loss, and that was a bad Tony Kubek error that cost them that game. Like I say, thought they had that game won. Then they get almost shut out by the Orioles here 3-1. I think that was a solo home run. Don't hold me to it. Yep. Roger hit a solo home run. I thought that's what it was. That was the only run scored in that game. And in this White Sox game, I think they came back and had a 3-1 lead, if I remember right. Yep, had a 3-1 lead going into the 9th. And I think this is the game that Luis blew the save. Yep. Luis blew the save in this game, like I said. So they've had their opportunities. They shouldn't have lost no 6 in a row, that's for sure. And here, a 2-1 that game. That was just a great pitching game by the White Sox. I'll say that. Who was the starting pitcher? He didn't get the win. Peraza pitched 7 innings, and poor Sheldon pitched 8 innings and only gave up 2 runs and gets the loss. But like I say, you got to tip your hats to the White Sox in that game. And then this game, the White Sox just clubbed them 7-2. That was a no-doubter. I think that was the first game back from the All-Star break. Who pitched that game? Stafford. He didn't have a good game in all. 5 innings, gave up 8 hits and 7 runs. So that wasn't a very exciting game to watch. And that, like I say, was the first game back from the All-Star break. So yeah, it was some crazy games in there. That's for sure. So our next game is going to be who's the Braves got? I think they're still playing the Reds here. Yep. So the Braves will be playing the Reds in the next game here. I want to thank Tim D, Legend Sports Universe. Check out his channel, folks. He did a football game today. Go over and check that out. And he said about Labor Day he'll be getting baseball back up and running sometime around there. Yeah, exactly, Tim. Now, they didn't need that All-Star break. They was rolling until that All-Star break. They didn't need it. And one thing that surprised me with using the as played lineups, it took Whitey until the 17th to pitch after the All-Star break. So I guess I'm sure he probably started the All-Star game in real life. Let's look it up and see if he started the All-Star game. See who started the All-Star game in 1961. The first All-Star game, because there's 2 All-Star games in 61. Do it this way. History All-Star game. Scroll down to 61, the first one. Because one was played in San Francisco. And that was the first one. And the second one's going to be played in Boston. So let's see if Whitey started the All-Star game here. Yeah, Whitey started the All-Star game. Does it say how many innings each pitcher went? Whitey went 3 innings in that game. Yeah. Because Larry Frank came in the 4th. So that's probably one reason why it took him so long. Hey, John. How are you? Yeah, your White Sox won here on the 18th. Who did they beat? They beat Cleveland 4-1. I'll show you the standing here. I think they're back in like 5th, 4th or 5th. Oh, they're a little further down than I thought. They're 17 games back in 7th. But right there with the Angels. I'm glad to hear it, man. All righty, folks. Well, thank y'all for tuning in to the game here. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for reminders. Yeah, like I say, the White Sox playing damn good ball in the last 10 games. Won 8 in a row. They got themselves back in the fight. Them and the Twins. Everybody else, I think's pretty much out of it. I don't see them climbing over all those teams. Like I say, the Tigers and the Orioles, they're damn good ball clubs. Both of them won 90 games that year. Here, let's bring that back up. The standings, the actual standings in 61. Like I say. Hey, Ken. Let's see how your Phillies are doing. Bring them up while this loads up here. Poor Phillies. I think they're like 30 games out, 25 games out. Lost 3 in a row. He's playing the Dodgers and the Giants. So, yeah, like I say, the Orioles won 95 games and finished 14 games back, folks. Like I say, damn good ball clubs. Everybody else in there was 20 games or more back. The White Sox had over 500 record, was 23 games back. But yeah, when you win 95 games and are 14 games back, sure, what a rough year. Like a Tigers won 100 games and don't even get to the World Series that year. Yeah, yeah, them poor Phillies. Yeah, but look at poor A's. At least you got somebody to look down on. There's like A's aren't playing well at all. Alrighty, folks. I'm going to get off of here, get me something to snack on, get ready for work tomorrow. Until next time, y'all have a great evening and y'all take care.